Hi, I'm Emily Muehlstein with the Gulf of Mexico Fishery Management Council. This is a quick video on Shrimp Amendment 17A that addresses the shrimp permit moratorium and the Royal Red Shrimp endorsement. The Gulf Council is considering taking action on two different things. The first one is the expiration of the shrimp permit moratorium, and the second is the Royal Red Shrimp endorsement. We'll start with the federal shrimp permit moratorium. So the federal commercial shrimp permit was established in 2001, after which the shrimp fishery experienced some economic losses due to things like high fuel cost, reduced prices to shrimp, and increased imports. And that caused a reduction in the number of vessels that were participating in the fishery. So then in 2006, the council established a shrimp permit moratorium to keep the fishery profitable for the participants that were remaining in the fishery. That moratorium is scheduled to expire on October 26, 2016. Here's a quick look at the number of federal shrimp permits that have been lost since the creation of the moratorium. In 2007, we started with 1,933 permits, and as of December 31st, 2014, there was 1,407 remaining permits. That's a loss of 463 permits over that course of time. The Council is considering three separate alternatives here. The first is the no action alternative, which would allow the moratorium to expire on October 26th of 2016. So that would mean that commercial shrimp vessel permits would become open access and available to all eligible applicants. The next alternative is alternative 2, and that's the current preferred alternative, which would extend the moratorium. Now we've got a couple options here. We could extend it for 5 years, or the Council's current preferred, which would be to extend the moratorium for 10 more years. Now the third alternative would be to create a federal limited access permit for commercial shrimp. The vessels would have to have a valid or renewable Gulf commercial shrimp permit on October 26, 2016 in order to be eligible for that limited access permit. And now we move on to the second issue being addressed, which is the Royal Red Shrimp endorsement. So the endorsement is required to harvest Royal Red Shrimp commercially, and it was created in 2005. The main purpose of the endorsement was to inform data collectors about who was targeting Royal Red Shrimp. Right now, there's a large number of endorsements, but there's only actually a very small number of active Royal Red Shrimping vessels. So it's unclear as to whether or not the endorsement actually enhances data collection. The Council is considering two different alternatives here. The first is the no action alternative, and that would continue to require the Royal Red Shrimp endorsement. The second alternative would be to discontinue the Royal Red Shrimp endorsement and allow commercially permitted federal shrimp vessels to harvest Royal Reds. Just a heads up, the Council is considering doing some more things with the shrimp fishery in an amendment that we're going to call 17B. The first is deciding on the appropriate optimum yield for the shrimp fishery. The second is that if the Council continues the moratorium or creates a limited access permit system, then they'll have to decide on a target number of permits in the federal shrimp fishery. The third thing is the creation of a permit pool. So the Council might decide to create a permit pool in which the permits that are terminated become available for purchase. And then the number of permits that are available would have to be based on that target number that's set, and the Council might also add some eligibility criteria to the permit pool. And then the last thing is a transit provision. The public has asked us to consider allowing transit through federal waters for shrimping vessels that don't have federal permits. The Council would like to gather your input and hear your opinion before taking final action on the shrimp permit moratorium action and also the Royal Red endorsement action. So please go online and submit your comments to us by following the link below. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen and send us your thoughts.